Imagine stepping outside your cave and knowing that something is watching you, something with teeth the size of your hand, something that weighs more than a car, something that sees you not as a threat, but as dinner. This wasn't a nightmare. This was daily life for our ancient ancestors. Today, we're traveling back to the Stone Age to meet the 7 most feared predators that hunted humans, and we're ranking them by how terrifying they really were. We think of ourselves as the apex predators of this planet, but 100,000 years ago, we were prey. Our ancestors lived in a world where monsters were real, where every shadow could hide a killer, every watering hole could be a trap, and every night brought sounds that meant death. These weren't dinosaurs. These were creatures that lived alongside early humans, hunted them, and in some cases, worshipped them. Here are the 7 most feared predators of the Stone Age, the monsters that hunted our ancestors. Smilodon, the saber-toothed terror. Number 7 is the predator that haunts our collective nightmares. Smilodon, the saber-toothed cat. With upper canine teeth reaching up to 11 inches long, this was a killing machine designed for one purpose: taking down massive prey. But here's what makes Smilodon truly terrifying. It didn't just bite, it stabbed. Those sabers were fragile and could break if they hit bone. So Smilodon developed a specialized hunting technique. It would pin its prey down with massive forelimbs, then deliver a single, precise stab to the throat, severing the carotid artery. The prey would bleed out in seconds. Early humans weren't just afraid of Smilodon, they may have worshipped it. Cave paintings and fossil evidence suggest that our ancestors viewed these cats as supernatural beings. And why wouldn't they? Imagine facing a 400-pound cat with daggers for teeth. You wouldn't just be afraid, you'd pray to it. The cave lion, the king of the Ice Age. Number 6 was bigger, stronger, and more dangerous than any lion alive today, the Eurasian cave lion. Weighing up to 300 kilograms, nearly 700 pounds, this was a supersized predator with thick, bone-crushing teeth. But here's what most people don't know. Cave lions didn't live in caves. They went into caves to hunt. Their primary prey? Cave bears animals twice their size. These lions were so powerful that they regularly hunted bears in their own dens. And they didn't just hunt bears. Fossil evidence shows that cave lions also hunted early humans. There's evidence that cave lions were feared, and perhaps even worshipped, by prehistoric humans. Imagine being a Stone Age hunter, armed with nothing but a wooden spear, and coming face to face with a 700-pound lion that just killed a bear. That lion didn't see you as a threat. It saw you as an appetizer. The short-faced bear? The giant that stood 11 feet tall? Number 5 is the largest mammalian carnivore that ever lived in North America, the giant short-faced bear. Standing 11 feet tall on its hind legs and weighing up to 3,500 pounds, this bear would have towered over any human. It didn't have predators, it was the predator. But here's what makes this bear truly terrifying: its speed. Unlike modern bears, the short-faced bear had long, powerful legs built for running. It could chase down prey over long distances. It was an endurance predator in a bear's body. And its diet? Highly carnivorous. This bear didn't eat berries. It ate meat, lots of it, and it had no competition. Even saber-toothed cats and American lions thought twice before challenging this monster. For early humans, the short-faced bear wasn't just a predator, it was an unstoppable force of nature. The terror bird, the walking bolt cutter. Number 4 wasn't a mammal, it was a bird. And it was absolutely terrifying. Terror birds, or forest racids, were flightless predators that stood up to 10 feet tall and wielded beaks so powerful scientists call them walking bolt cutters. The largest species, Kelenken guillermoy, had a 72-centimeter skull, the biggest of any bird, past or present with more than half of it made up of a hooked beak. These birds were fast. Some species could reach speeds of 60 miles per hour. They used their massive beaks like daggers, delivering repeated downward stabs to immobilize prey. Some terror birds lived until about 100,000 years ago, meaning they almost certainly crossed paths with early humans. Imagine being a Stone Age hunter and seeing a 10-foot bird with a beak like a guillotine charging at you at 60 miles per hour. You wouldn't run. You wouldn't even have time to be afraid. The dire wolf, the pack hunter. Number 3 hunted in packs, and that made it more dangerous than any lone predator, the dire wolf. Weighing up to 150 pounds and built like a tank, dire wolves were larger and more robust than modern wolves, but the real threat was their numbers. Dire wolves hunted in coordinated packs, using strategy and endurance to wear down prey. Fossil evidence from the La Brea tar pits shows that dire wolves were the most common large predator in Pleistocene North America. They competed directly with saber-toothed cats and often won. For early humans, a pack of dire wolves was a death sentence. You couldn't outrun them. You couldn't outfight them. You could only hope they found something else to eat. The dire wolf wasn't just a predator, it was a nightmare made of teeth and teamwork. Crocodilus lucivinator, Lucy's hunter. Number 2 is a predator so recently discovered that it doesn't even have a common name yet. Crocodilus lucivinator, or Lucy's hunter. This massive crocodile lived in Ethiopia between 3.4 and 3 million years ago, at the exact same time as Lucy, Australopithecus afarensis, one of our earliest ancestors. It measured between 12 and 15 feet long and weighed up to 1,300 pounds. It was the largest predator in its ecosystem, bigger than lions, bigger than hyenas, and it almost certainly hunted Lucy's kind. As one researcher put it would have seen Lucy and thought, dinner. This crocodile was an ambush predator, waiting by watering holes for unsuspecting prey. For early humans, every drink of water could be their last. Lucy's hunter wasn't just a predator, it was a constant lurking threat that shaped how our ancestors survived. The giant cheetah, the bloodiest killer. Our number 1 is the predator that killed more than any other, the giant cheetah. Recent research on one of the oldest known human sites revealed that an extinct species of cheetah was the bloodiest killer in the ecosystem, leaving behind more carcasses than any other predator. Each giant cheetah downed an estimated 16,500 pounds of prey. These cheetahs were the height of a lioness at the shoulder, much larger than modern cheetahs, and they were faster, stronger, and deadlier. They didn't just hunt, they dominated. For early humans, the giant cheetah was the ultimate predator. It was faster than anything else, stronger than anything else, and it killed more than anything else. If you saw a giant cheetah, you didn't fight. You didn't run. You just hoped it wasn't hungry. These 7 predators represent the world our ancestors lived in, a world where humans were not the hunters, but the hunted. Every shadow held danger. Every night brought fear. And every step could be your last. We survived because we were smarter, more adaptable, and more determined. But we should never forget, we were not always the apex predators. Once, we were prey. And these were the monsters that hunted us. Which of these prehistoric predators would terrify you the most? Do you think humans could survive against them today? Comment below. I want to hear your theories. If you want to explore more of our ancestors' world, like this video and subscribe. We travel back in time every week. Until next time, remember, be grateful you live in a world without saber-toothed cats.